Hi, everyone. Hello. This is Todd Murphy, CEO of Universal. Thanks for joining our webinar on the newly released Alpha Clips format for our prospective projects. We're going to wait about another 30 seconds for a few more people to join us, and then we'll get started with the tour of the new format and finish with some questions. So hold for about 20 seconds.
The conference has been muted.
Hi, we're going to go ahead and wait one more minute. I guess I was a couple minutes early. We're still having people join the webinar, so we'll get started right at 2 o'clock. Stay with us. Hello, everybody. It's Todd Murphy, CEO of Universal Information Services. I want to thank you for registering for our webinar. Many of you have been longtime clients of our Prospective Projects report. We're happy to show you the latest features of the Alpha Clips format. Today we're going to run you through, just as a refresher, what Prospective Projects are, what the objective of the Alpha Clips format is intended to deliver to you. We'll go through the benefits of using that tool, show you how to use it, and then we'll take questions at the end of the call. We're hoping to go no longer than 30 minutes, but if there's still questions after 2:30, we'll stay on as long as people have questions. One thing to mention, in the Ready Talk interface, if you have a question that crosses your mind and you don't want to write it down and you want to just type it into the questions box in the lower left-hand corner of your interface, we'll read those questions later. Or if you're just uncomfortable placing your question, you can type it in there and we'll get to it at the end.
Just a reminder, everyone is on mute right now, so that's why we wanted to put that out there, that put a question in that field or wait till the end of the actual call, and we'll unmute everybody where you can ask the questions or you can type them into the questions field and we'll just answer them at that time.
We are recording this webinar, so if you have any colleagues that are unable to attend today, we'll make this link available so they can watch it at their leisure, or if you want to go back and review something on your own, that's a great use of the recording as well. First of all, Prospective Projects. What we do and what the intent of that service is, that report, is to find leads at the discussion source. Generally, those discussions are well before plans or even legal notices go out to the consuming world. We're picking stories up just when they're being mentioned, maybe at a city council meeting or a school board meeting. But in general, the Prospective Projects report is designed to deliver things that have not gone to specifications or legal notice yet. The Alpha Clips adds a lot of enhancements that we were previously unable to do in our legacy format. The Alpha Clips will deliver more leads to our subscribers. We'll provide you with more timely information in terms of prospective projects, and we can get that information to you more quickly in terms of turnaround from when we find it to generate the report. Lastly, we're going to be providing the content in a more usable format. Previously, it was a flat report. Actually, it's been a flat report since the late 1960s when the service was created. Now we're going to a mobile, desktop, and email interface that is dynamic and lets you drill through the stories to find deeper information. So that gives you a little bit of the objective behind the Alpha Clips and what it can do for you. Some questions that we fielded recently is, why the migration to Alpha Clips? Why are we going into this format? Aside from the benefits that you can achieve, we have some fairly pressing matters with the legacy format. It uses a software that's no longer supported. So that software needs to be decommissioned because we have concerns about its security. So I would say we've been using it about 19 years to generate that format. We've gotten good use out of it, but it's time to move forward with the technology. Another benefit we get is that the legacy format had to be completely handwritten by an editor of ours. That person would curate the stories each morning, which would generally take between 4 and 8 hours a day to build that report and refine it. With the Alpha Clip system and the artificial intelligence technology, the system is doing the initial building, and our editor, what I call maybe the mental heavy lifting, is able to spend time refining those searches and doing quality checks. So that shift away from human spending time building a report to a human spending time improving a report is what's going to let us broaden the reach, delivering more prospective projects to each of our subscribers. And lastly, the Alpha Clips accomplishes the stated objectives, but in a more secure platform. So the email distribution server has security built into it. The desktop application has the security built into it. The mobile application is a secure application which has to pass the iOS iTunes Store development parameters as well as the Google Play parameters. So there's a lot of reasons for us to move into the Alpha Clips format. What I'm going to do now is shift over to our Client Relations Manager, Kim Carmen. She's going to discuss the other benefits, the user benefits of the new format of Alpha Clips.
So yes, hi everyone, I'm Kim. So the other benefits to our is 8 a.m. is the delivery of summarized details that you will receive the Alpha Clips report. Currently, your Alpha Clips report are coming out much later in the day, kind of towards the middle of the day, around 11:30 and 12:30, between that time frame, where these are going to now come out to you first thing in the morning, which will allow you to look at these when you come in first thing in the morning and maybe get onto the bids and get on the phone and start talking to people in regards to the leads that we're sending out to you. This time may change. We might make it a little later just to maybe so we can customize it a little more and refine those results before we send it out to you. But as of right now, the set time is 8 a.m. Within the Alpha Clips in the platform that I'll show you here in a little bit, it actually clusters the results for you and reduces the duplication within a report. And what this will allow you to see is that maybe several different websites or several different publications actually printed the article in regards to this prospective project that's coming up. And you can actually see how many other people put it out there, and you can maybe see if one of the other state websites or publications maybe put more information into one of the articles than the other one did. Within the Alpha Clips platform in the email, you're actually going to get a direct link to the full text of the story. You'll also get a direct link to the actual article as it was published in the newspaper, and actually to the article how it was published on the web page if it came from a website.
And I might just jump in and distinguish between those three things. So as you drill through the Alpha Clips, if you find one that's of interest and you want to just look at the text, we have a text iteration of that story, the full text that was contained in that story. So as opposed to the legacy format that was maybe a 2 or 3 sentence summary, now you can see all of the content in a quick, easy to read text format. Or if you want to track it through to how it appeared on the newspaper page or how it appeared on the website, you can toggle to that format as well. All 3 of those versions are available through the Alpha Clips tool. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Kim.
Welcome. Along with that, you'll receive additional metadata for the actual Alpha Clip itself. So you'll receive the publication name, the estimated time to read that story. So when we provide you the Alpha Clip, we give you the bullet points of the story, but it tells you also how long it would take an average person to read to read that story in the time frame. And then it also provides you the headline of the story. We also provide you a way to search in the actual platform, either by keyword or by actual date. And then we also provide you the mobile and desktop interface for instant access from wherever you are. And this actually is updated throughout the day, so you don't actually have to wait till your next report comes out. You can actually sign into the actual mobile app or the desktop interface in the middle of the day, and there will be new prospective projects listed in there already for you. And then, as Todd had already mentioned, the increased security. So this is within the email, the mobile, and the desktop interface.
Kim, thanks for that rundown. I think the third from the bottom and the second from the bottom items are pretty important to point out. The legacy format of our prospective projects were always created on a 24-hour cycle. So we would start compiling them at 8 a.m. Or sometimes earlier, but it would generally take most of the day to get that report ready, and then we would stop compiling the report until we started tomorrow's report at the same time. Now, as we're finding them and identifying articles or web stories that meet the prospective project's parameter, they'll populate your folder throughout the day. So if you wanted to leave the desktop interface open on your computer or your laptop or your mobile device, you could see new stories being found up into the afternoon, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, even as late as 5:30 stories will be dumping in. And the web stories that we're matching to this will also populate throughout the evening. Not that anyone wants to be up at midnight, but if you're a new business development person and you really want to impress your team, maybe you are doing work like that.
Great.
Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome. So now I'm just going to kind of go over with you what else we're going to go through on the call. So we're going to go over and demonstrate some key features for you. We're going to show you what to look for in the daily email, how to download and log in the mobile app, how to navigate the mobile app, how to log in and navigate the desktop interface, and then I'm just kind of going to give you an overall tour of the Alpha Clip itself, and then provide you with some enhanced information. And then as we discussed earlier, currently you're all muted, and we're going to save questions for the end of the call. And at that point, we will unmute you, or you can also type in the questions box on your actual ReadyTalk interface. You can type in a question if you don't want to speak up and talk on the call, or if you want to write it in there so you don't forget later. Feel free to type in there at any time. Okay. All right. So right now what you're seeing is you should see this is an Alpha Clips newsletter. So this will come to you daily.
And this comes via email, right?
Via email, correct.
And this is a very large, blown-up version of it.
Correct.
You might be looking at your email in a preview window if you're using Outlook or Gmail or something like that.
Right.
But we've blown it up here so you can see the different elements. We want to make sure you can identify what you should be looking for, just in case it might be going to your spam folder or something.
Correct. Within this email, the actual subject line will say Prospective Projects, and then the actual email will come from news@alphaclips.net. So if you aren't seeing these emails come through right now, you might want to get with your IT department and whitelist that email address. And if you have any questions, we'd be happy to talk with you offline to help you walk through that process too with our IT.
So Kim, that email address that it should come from us, one more time, is?
news@alphaclips.net.
Great.
Right.
If anyone has questions or forgets, go ahead and ask us at the end. We'll go over it.
For sure. So this is what your basic email looks like. When it comes in, you have the actual web hit. So this is web, and you'll notice it's actually a web hit because it will say web in front of it. If it's actually something that came from a publication, a print publication, it will say print in front of it right here.
So we're accessing two types of media, both print, which would be newspapers, and web, which can be almost any online news source, a television station, a radio station, or a newspaper website.
Right, exactly. Within this, you get the 3 bullet points. It's normally roughly 3 bullet points. It highlights the story for you. So it's telling you there's a bond issue. It's going to improve the school district. It tells you that they're going to construct it. School buildings. You'll see here that these words are bolded. Those are the keywords that pulled in that story, which allows you to see the keywords that might pop out to you that it's a school district if you're interested in schools, or you're interested in a building or a bond, those type of things. These keywords will pop out at you when you get this report.
That's a good way to put it, Kim. All through the format of Alpha Clips, we've tried to structure it so your eye can be drawn to the most important elements. The real benefit of Alpha Clips is saving you time, time to consume, time to get through a report. So anything we can do as visual indicators to pull your attention to something that will save you time, you'll see that as a recurring theme throughout this demonstration.
Exactly. From here, you can actually click right on the link where the title, and this will actually take you to the website that actually posts that article, or it will take you through the PDF of the article if it is a print article. This will then allow you to read over the actual full article itself and decide whether it's something that you're interested in, or maybe you want to forward it on to someone else, or however you would deal with these on a daily basis.
The nice thing about the full text, whether it's from print or a website, is that some of our clients have I would say more unique interests in what they're getting out of their prospective projects. So there could be content that we're currently not getting into our manually created 1 to 2 sentence summary, but could be found in the full text, and this now gives those clients the opportunity to find additional context in their hits.
Exactly. Go back here. All right, the next option you have here will be the view the actual Alpha Clips itself. So this will take you here. Now, just because it says over here on the left-hand side that you can access your Alpha Clips for by logging in below, you do not have to log in, nor does anybody within your company have to log in to actually view this Alpha Clip. If you want to do further special things within it, the Alpha Clips that I'll show you later in the platform, you would have to log in. Here, it takes you right here, and then if you click where it says the actual name of the website, this is just going to take you to the full text of the article. So you actually do not even have to go to the actual website. You can read the article right here by clicking on the Alpha Clip. And then in here you can see that those keywords are highlighted. They're bold and they're highlighted in orange so that they pop out to show you what was actually the reason this was picked up. All right. From here, though, it also gives you that same option to go straight to the source, whether it's the website itself or the actual published article.
And we realize most customers aren't going to drill all the way through to the original page or article. That downstream content is available to those who want to go that far. If you're getting 2 or 3 key hits out of each day's report and you want to drill down, it's there for you. But if it's something you don't need to bother going that deep.
Right. Exactly. Okay. The next thing I want to kind of show you on your email here, so we've really went through all the steps of the email. You'll go down here and everything from the previous day email you will see in this email. So anything that was from the cutoff time, the last time you received the email, to the cutoff time that morning will be included in the daily email. The emails are sent Monday through Friday, so Monday's email will include anything that ran Friday after the cutoff time until morning at the cutoff time.
So earlier when we were talking about 24-hour cycles, the mobile app and the desktop app are populated on an ongoing basis throughout the day.
Correct.
The email does, since the email takes a physical form and has a distribution time, it does still run on a 24-hour cycle. It will just be more current on that cycle because we can get more content into it right up until the cutoff date.
Exactly.
Or time, I should say.
Exactly. So next I kind of want to show you some features. Within the email, you have the option to actually click on these links here on the pictures and download the apps right directly from the email. It will take you straight to either your App Store or your Google Play Store and allow you to download the app. If you don't have your email up or connected to your phone, you can just go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and type in Alpha Clips, and it will populate that app for you. It's free to download. You can log in with the same username and password that you will use for the actual platform, the interface, the computer.
Do we need to talk about how they get their credentials now, or is that coming up?
We can talk about that now. So
we don't have to. If you want to wait, we can.
We can talk about that now. To get your credentials for this, you can actually either reach out to Andrew, who's in the original email that was sent out in regards to the actual switchover, or you can reach out to me directly. And my email address we will provide to you at the end of the call, and along with Andrew's too.
And Andrew's in the room with us. Go ahead and say hello, Andrew. Hello, Andrew. Andrew Nelson came to us from the Omaha World Herald, where he was a writer-reporter, and is taking over the management of our construction, architect and engineering projects reports. There'll be more innovation coming in the next coming months, but if you have any questions about the content or your login credentials, Andrew Nelson is your point of contact on that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now I'm going to kind of walk you through a little bit of what the mobile app looks like. You will have a login page when you get in there, which will, as we discussed, you can get those credentials from Andrew or myself. We make it easy. Your username and password are the same, so you don't have to try to remember several username and passwords. We try to make it easy for all of our clients. Once you log in, you'll see your current Alpha Clips for the day. It will be in order as the time is, so the most recent one will always be the top one, and then it will go down from there. This is updated throughout the day, so you can log in here today at 3 p.m. and there might be new Alpha Clips from this morning when you actually got your report. When you click on the story here, then what it will do is it will take you to the actual Alpha Clips itself. It will give you the bullet points of that actual story, and then it will allow you to actually click on either the PDF of the article or the web hit of the article. When you click that, it will also give you the option print or text up here. So if it's a print article, if you click print, it will actually take you to the actual PDF of the article, which looks like this. If you click text and it's a print article, it's just going to give you the full text of the Alpha Clip. Now, if it's a web hit and you click web instead of print, it will take you to the actual website right on your phone too.
So it works much in the way that the desktop
Correct.
works, or the email even for that matter. So across all three of the delivery platforms, the functionality is the same. So the behavior you learn in the email delivery can be used in the mobile app, can be used in the desktop. So you don't have to develop a different set of skill sets depending on what environment you're in.
Right, exactly. And then now what I'm going to do is going to take you kind of through the actual interface of the Alpha Clips platform itself. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you again. And what you get there is the actual login page. So it's just alphaclips.net is the website that you're going to go to. And then you'll put in your username and password that we have provided to you or you have asked for. Once you log in, it will actually come in and it will show you your Alpha Clips platform.
And just if we can pause for a second, I might have our IT manager, Mike Hoyt, mention a little bit about the security of our site, what that means to an end user at a basic level.
You bet. Hello, everyone. As you can see, that resolves out to the HTTPS, which identifies it as a secure site. What we've done is placed a wildcard certificate across the website, which ensures you as an end user, whether you're on your workstation at home or the office computer or even your own personal device, that you're on a secure platform. We monitor all the traffic going in and out just to assure that whatever you do, whether it's sharing or pinning that Kim will talk about here in a minute, that it's secure no matter what. So hopefully you appreciate that.
Thanks, Mike. And as security becomes a more and more important issue, we want to make sure anything that we're delivering to our clients is secure. Go ahead, Kim. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through different things that you can do within the actual Alpha Clips platform. So when you log in, it's going to automatically show you your current clips. It's going to show you, start with the most recent one here for you. It's going to give you the actual alpha clip information here that you're looking for. You can actually go to here, read on it, read the actual name of the headline, the bullet points if it's provided. When you click on the actual link here, it's going to take you to the website, as I showed you previously.
If it's a web story.
If it's a web story, correct.
If it's a print story.
If it's a print story, it's going to give you the PDF of the article. If you click here, it's going to give you the actual alpha clips itself, which is just going to take you to the text of it. Then you can actually click here to go to the website. All right. Once you have that in here, it shows you the name of the actual website right here, or the name of the publication. It gives you the estimated time to read the story, and the date that that story was published, either on the website or in print.
There is one thing that's missing currently, the difference between web hits and print hits. If it's a newspaper article, you'll see the city and state associated with the story, with the alpha clip. If it's a web story, currently the city and state is not coming through. They're working on that to make sure that we can at least get the web stories to resolve to a state level. State level is the smallest granularity of reporting we do in our prospective projects. So Iowa or Iowa and Nebraska, that would be the coverage you could anticipate. But right now we're missing city and state for web content.
Yeah, so here's an example of an actual print hit. I wanted to scroll down so I could show you that also. So as you can see here, the little globe looks like that's a web hit, and a print hit looks like the newspaper. So the Ames Tribune, it gave you the actual little print icon, and then here, as Todd had mentioned, it says the city and state for that.
And we know that that's helpful for people who are looking for projects in specific areas.
Exactly. And then with this one, when you click on it, it's going to take you to the PDF of the article, which allows you to actually read the full article that it was and see all pictures that are included in it.
For those of you who also take our press clipping services, you'll recognize this format. This is the article as it appeared in the newspaper. Sometimes it's slightly formatted differently so we can get as much of the content on a page or two. But in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a thumbnail of where the article came from. And then there's also a metadata across that banner to tell you the city, the state, the frequency of publication, the date it was published, and if it matters, the size and the ad value.
Exactly. And then we also do provide the pictures too in the Alpha Clips platform too, so it might stand out to you that, oh, it looks like they're going to probably build an aquatic center or a playground, something like that. So it might stand out to you to see, oh, let's look at this article. From here, you can do several different things. I'm just going to kind of roughly go over that with you. If for some reason you want to post it to Facebook or Twitter, you can actually do that. It allows you to do that right here by clicking on here, the Facebook icon or the Twitter icon, and that will actually just log in based on whatever Facebook profile or Twitter profile you're logged into. It would allow you to post it.
And that's probably a greater functionality if you're in your phone.
Right.
You'd already have that application active. But from the desktop, there's some pretty cool things that Kim's getting to as far as collaboration and sharing, and she can show those to you now.
And you can actually do these on your phone too. Anything I show you in here, you can do on your phone. So right here, it looks like a little email. You can actually click on this, and it will open up the email that it's attached to and allow you to actually email this alpha clip to somebody. It will go based off of your actual context. So if you're in your phone, you can just type in a contact that's in your phone that's attached to your webmail and email it there, or through your email address right from there. It will actually take the headline, put it in your actual subject field if you would want that too, or otherwise you can take that out, and then it will send the text of this alpha clip straight to that person, along with the link.
Which is a really cool thing if you have different departments that you want to share leads with. Maybe you're an overall business development person, but this story talks about the need for so many square feet of carpeting or cabling or something that you want to share with a different area. You could just email that directly to them. But there's a couple other things that are also helpful.
The next option, it gives you an option to get a link for it. So maybe you have several articles that you find that maybe you want to include in an email, or maybe you're typing an email to somebody and you just wanted to include this link in that too. You can actually click on link and then hit this copy, and it's going to copy that link for you, which will then allow you to either put it in another browser, put it in an actual email itself, and it just takes you right to that alpha clip.
We've even seen some of our clients build their own hit list out of just copying the URL and pasting it into an email document.
Yeah.
They might find 7, 9, 20 hits that are of importance, but they find that among all the other hits. They can just copy that URL and stack those leads and then distribute it inside their organization.
Exactly. And then the next option I want to show you is the pinning articles. So maybe you're going through your Alpha Clips platform and you want to pin some of these because you want to maybe go back and look at them later, or you want to, compile a list to send out to somebody. All you do is you click this little pin right here, and what that's going to do is highlight orange. It's going to color and fill in the orange, and it's going to select that for you. So I'm just going to select a couple of them for you to show you where you can actually go to then do something with these pins. Once you have those articles pinned, you go over here where it says pins right here, and it's going to show you the articles that you selected. And this might just maybe be, as Todd calls it, your hit list for the day, where you can go in and these are the 4 stories you wanted to look at, and you're going to start contacting people in regards to this. Or you wanted to look at these a little more and then send them out to somebody. You can do that same way by clicking on the email or clicking on the hyperlink over here to get the link.
Kim, if you want to remove something from your pinned results, can you do that?
Yes, you can. You just, once you're in your pin results, select the little icon again to make sure it's not highlighted in the pin, and it removes it from your pin.
So one application we've seen from some of our beta testers is they'll look through the report for today's net results, pin the ones that are of interest, then they'll work from the pinned report location, acting on the ones that they want to act on, and when they're finished acting on it, they can unpin it, essentially setting the queue back to 0 if they complete them all throughout the day.
Exactly.
Again, we built a lot of functionality into the program because we know people work differently. We don't want to force everybody into a model that makes them work the same because the world just doesn't operate that way.
Yep, exactly. Another few options you can do when you're actually in your clips folder itself, in your clips, you can actually search. So you can actually search by a keyword, or you can actually search by a date range. So maybe there was a story that populated that you wanted to look for a date range. So if you click here, it will actually allow you to look for the date range or the actual search for the actual clip itself. All right. The next thing I really think I want to show you is that you'll see in here it says clip today, and then if you scroll down, anything that's clipped today will follow underneath that, and then after that it will actually tell you the next day that it was actually clipped. So if you start here, now it shows yesterday.
And after yesterday, it goes to the date.
To the actual date itself, yeah.
Great. Anything else? I know we're just a couple minutes past, well, we're right about 2:30 now.
The only thing other than that I want to show is the general news tab. So this is a functionality that we have included into Alpha Clips, which allows you to view the recent news out there today. So if you wanted to sign in the morning, Todd actually does this. He gets his news from this in the morning. He signs in, and he will see what's going on overnight. If you click here, it actually takes you to the website of that page where you can see the actual story itself.
I like this. I roll over in bed, I grab my phone, and I can look at what are the big news stories of the day. Not everybody needs to sound like they know what's going on in the world, but if you want a free tool that we've built into this, it's there. You can click on it. You can see what news of the day is happening, and if nothing else, at least you're in the know and maybe can sound more interesting at the networking event you're attending at the end of today.
Right. And it even tells you the sources where the stories came from, too, so that's kind of interesting.
So like that Apple launches story, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sources that we're tracking carried that. Those are the icons for each of those sources. So if Kim clicks on the second one from the left, the triangle, it tells us that came from The Verge.
All right. I think that is the main tour of the Alpha Clips platform.
We'll just go back and we're going to check for any questions that have been typed in, and we're also going to unmute everybody. So feel free to ask any questions. I know some of you may have to leave. If you want to email us questions or call later, you can. But
the conference has been unmuted.
We're happy to answer any questions.
Right. So we're unmuted Lori, so you can go ahead and ask your question if you'd like to. Show your hand is raised.
Yeah, and I may have missed this, but what was the bond? There was a bond category on the left-hand side of the page.
You're very perceptive. You win the prize for the most perceptive attendee today.
Awesome. I'll take it.
We'll get that official universal pen out to you immediately. We're migrating the other reports to this format. So in theory, I'll have Kim go back to the desktop, share that screen with you. If your organization takes prospective projects, on the left side, you'll see categories, and we can start stacking the different reports that you're subscribing to all in one interface. So you can click on your prospective projects, and then as a different color code would be bonds. And then if you took our equipment report, that could be a third level. And if we, or as we develop new and different reports, those can also become different categories, all within your single interface.
Yep.
Does that answer your question?
It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Any chance of tracking P&Z agendas, the private P&Z projects?
Short answer is most things are possible. What we would want to do is look into that. If you could either email me or email Kim with some specificity of what would be helpful to you, we'll certainly look into that and tell you if it's something we can incorporate near term or might make the list for a long-term project.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. It looks like Malia, you have your hand raised. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, that's perfect. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can.
Okay. How do you set or change the keywords that are bold and orange?
You don't, unfortunately. So the prospective projects forever has been a general report that is focusing on architects, engineering, construction fields. So we're using keywords that really try to target those within those industries that get greatest value from our prospective projects. So what you'll see highlighted is going to be the same thing that another subscriber of ours sees. Now, with that said, the larger part of our organization provides news monitoring at a very specific level. So if you have something that is very specific or unique that you want to track, we would put you into our news monitoring tools and deliver just the articles that meet your specific criteria. They can be delivered as alpha clips, and in fact, we migrated our press clipping clients a year ago into this format. So, long answer, to summarize, if you need something specific, let's talk further. We can talk about our press clipping service, but otherwise the prospective projects report are going to have the same keywords highlighted for everybody.
Okay, and if you guys can just either like spell out or somewhere show like your emails and phone numbers to contact you.
We can. We'll throw that up on the screen.
Thanks.
Are there any other questions we can answer for anyone? All right. Well, we don't want to keep you all any longer than needed. If you do think of a question, please let us know.
Right, and I just put up, my email address is up there along with the phone number that you could reach either me or Andrew at.
Including a very professional picture of Kim.
Yes.
She is our client relations manager, so if it's a question that she needs to get over to Andrew Nelson, she'll do that. Otherwise, she'll answer it directly for you.
Exactly.
With that, we'll go ahead and close. I thank you all for taking the time today. We appreciate you being subscribers to our prospective projects report, and we really enjoy the feedback we're getting related to the new format. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good afternoon.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Goodbye.